Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, we're going to be talking about something pretty controversial, and I know for a fact it's going to basically split the player base in terms of people watching this video. Everyone's either going to be on one side or the other. You're going to be either for this thing or you're going to absolutely hate it and be completely against it. Doubt there's ever going to really be a middle ground, and the middle ground will probably be just people who don't really give a shit either way. That's pretty much going to be the people in the middle. But for anyone else who has any form of like strong opinion towards this, you would definitely fall on one side or the other. Now, the thing that we're going to be talking about that I know is going to split the player base quite a bit is the topic of whether For Honor will one day in the near future go free to play. Now, whether people like it or not, everyone knows that the For Honor player base has tanked, okay? It's dropped really low. It's not even half of what it was at launch, and it's at a point where it's not really sustainable even on consoles, where it is a little bit higher than what it is on PC. So down the road, the For Honor devs and just Ubisoft in general are going to get to a point where they're going to need brand new players to join the market and the game in order to generate more money, so that way they can actually produce more content for the game. So Ubisoft is eventually going to be left with two choices. They either stick with an extremely small player base and just try and rely on the whales of the community to just spend a fuck ton of money in the Steal store, you know, just drop hundreds of dollars to make up for all those people not buying stuff, or they can try to appeal to a bigger audience and get a whole bunch of brand new players in via making the game free to play, and then hope that they spend, you know, small amounts on Steal here and there. But because there's so many brand new people now spending small amounts of money on the game, it makes up for the whales not spending as much money. Now, it's no secret that Ubisoft is going to want to get brand new players coming back to the game and try and get as many, you know, of the older players that left coming back to the game as well, because it just helps the community overall in terms of trying to find matches and just, you know, of course, spending money on Steal and so on and so forth for all the little microtransaction cosmetics they have in the game. There is no point having all those microtransactions if no one is buying them, so of course they want to get as many brand new people to the game as possible. But they've run into a bit of a snag lately with the fact that they completely fucked their game. And, you know, and if you go on any site, whether it be Reddit, the forums, you know, Steam, anywhere where someone can leave a review, it's basically overwhelmingly negative in terms of For Honor, and everyone is saying stay the fuck away from this game for very good reason. So right now the game is getting no brand new players, and if they are getting some, they're a very small few, and those very small few players that are joining the game are running into all the same issues the rest of us have run into, and they're pretty much regretting their decision to buy the game. So Ubisoft currently cannot rely on just random people, you know, seeing reviews for the game, going, oh, this looks cool, and buying it, because they know any person who reads a review for this game is going to be instantly turned off by it because of the fact that everyone's saying to stay away from this thing because it's completely fucked, which of course we all know it is. So this is going to be a big problem for them, because no matter how much they fix the game, okay, if they completely fix the game to a point that, you know, it's how it should have been at launch, it's perfect, no more disconnects, the balance is there, you know, brand new heroes, tons of fucking content, even if all of that happens, even if they completely fix the game, there's still going to be the fact that if you go onto any site whatsoever, it's going to say stay away from this game. There's going to be a lot of people out there who are salty because of the shitty launch and everything, rightfully so, but they're going to be telling people still to stay away from the game even if they haven't come back themselves despite it being fixed. So this is going to be a really big issue. Now Ubisoft is going to need to do one of two things in order to basically tell people once they get the game fixed that the game is fixed, and try and get old players back as well as new ones. And that's going to be lots and lots of advertising. They're going to need to do a big advertising wave, try and get it out there, you know, For Honor's fixed, everything that was broken with the game is not broken anymore, and try and just get the word out there that the game is better. Now that alone could work, okay? Of course that could get people to come back and try it, the ones who already own it, and basically they can see, yeah, the game is a little bit better, you know, it's completely fixed or whatever, and they're going to jump in and maybe come back to the game, okay? Of course there are a large majority of them who are probably just like, you know what, you burnt me, or like, you know, why do I have to wait a full year for the game to be fixed? Fuck you guys, and they're not going to come back. But there will be people that will come back and they're just waiting for the game to be fixed. But Ubisoft is still going to run into the same problem when it comes to brand new players, because everywhere they look there's going to be people telling them not to buy the game, and this makes it extra hard for brand new players who maybe want to give the game a shot when they still have to, you know, shell out 20 to 40 to 60 bucks for the game, depending on if it's on sale or if it gets discounted, when they know that there's tons of reviews out there saying the game is bad. So one of the options that's going to be left open to Ubisoft is going to be to make the game free to play. If they make the game free to play, then that means all of these brand new people who are maybe willing to try the game but don't want to spend any money on it because they've been told it's a complete dumpster fire, now have no reason whatsoever to not jump in and try the game. And if Ubisoft has gotten the game to a point where it is fixed and there are no more issues, then those people are going to be able to try the game for free. They're going to go, oh, it turns out all the reviews were false, or, you know, they're outdated, and they're going to join the game. They're going to be happy with it, and, you you know, of course, what happens is they're going to be spending money on steel to get their cosmetics and so on and so forth, and it's going to be happy days for Ubisoft. But of course, if they do not make the game free to play and they're just trying to get as many people in as they can for like $20 to $30, I don't think a lot of people are going to put their money towards a game that they know is notorious for being an absolute dumpster fire and shit. If you have everyone on every single site you go to saying that this game is broken, do not buy this game, stay away from this game, it's not balanced, so on and so forth, no one's going to be spending money on that, okay? Whether the game is, you got some people saying the game is fixed or not. Look at Elder Scrolls Online, perfect example, okay? Elder Scrolls Online, when it first launched, was shit, okay? They absolutely fucked up so many things, but the game from when it launched to now is completely different. The game is fucking worth every penny, and more so, okay? It's one of the best MMOs on the market right now, and it even kicks the shit out of World of Warcraft. But still, it is not up there with one of the best MMOs in terms of player base, simply because there is still that stigma from when it launched that it was shit, okay? There are just so many people who aren't even willing to give it a shot because it had a failed launch, and for the pure and simple fact that they have to buy the game, okay? If Elder Scrolls was free to play, I bet you any money, all those people who were like, I heard it was shit, even though they've heard it's better now, they still aren't willing to put money towards it. But as soon as they hear it's free to play, I bet you they'd fucking jump on that in 2 seconds to give it a shot. They'd see how fucking good the game is, and then they would, you know, play the game forever and be fucking happy. So this is something that Ubisoft is going to need to do with For Honor if they want to get any sort of player base back, okay? Like I said, even the people who've brought the game, there are so many of them who are like, I'm not coming back to the game because they absolutely fucked it, and they don't trust Ubisoft anymore, even if they fix it in like a year from now. So if you're going to be struggling to get the people back who have already brought the game, then how the fuck are you going to get brand new people to, you know, drop money on a game that everyone says is shit? So if I was, you know, in charge of Ubisoft or in charge of For Honor and making all the decisions over there, this is what I would do in order to fix this mess, okay? I would obviously, step one, fix the game, okay? I get it, so, you know, there's no more disconnects, no more bugs, you know, everything's fixed, or at least get it to a point where balance-wise, that balance is near there, no more disconnects, all that sort of stuff. I'd get the game fixed. Then I would announce that the game will be going free to play, and I will have a massive advertisement push, okay? So I'd get, you know, advertising everywhere, I'd get the word out, I'd get all the YouTubers, all the streamers, everyone back, I'd just get everyone to spread the word that the game is coming back, and I would make it one of the big sticking points that it will be free to play, and that if you are, you know, if you were thinking about checking out this game, come check it out, you know, it's completely fixed, and I would just pump that to death, okay? Because what that's going to do is people, like I said, people who are thinking about maybe trying the game but don't want to spend any money on it, as soon as they hear that the game is free to play, they're going to jump in straight away. They're not even going to fucking hesitate, okay? Especially when they've been hearing lately that the game is fixed. So in my head, it's only logical that the game will have to go free to play at some point. Ubisoft might be trying to still be, you know, massively egotistical and think, oh, you know what, we can just fix the game and still charge 20, 30 bucks for it, like, you know, in 6 months, and people will buy the game. They're fucking idiots if they seriously think that's going to work. They will need to go to free to play if they want to get any semblance of player base coming back to the game. If they want to get brand new players, it's going to have to be free to play. There's no other way they're going to get new people to this game. So who knows, they could, you know, try and go the ego route and try and keep charging money for the game. In my opinion, that would be very stupid. They may as well just, you know, bite the bullet and then try and go the microtransaction route in terms of, like, you know, outfits and executions and stuff, rather than trying to get $20 off brand new people trying to buy the game. Just for the overall health of the game, like player base wise, and you're trying to find matches and so on and so forth, free to play, it just makes sense. But it is a double-edged sword, okay? And there is another issue that we need to touch on if they ever do think about going free to play, and that is what compensation are they going to give to the rest of us, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of people have probably already typed comments down below before even getting to this part saying, oh, fuck this shit, I paid full price for the game, you know, it shouldn't go free to play. And I 100% agree with you that it shouldn't go free to play unless we, the people who spent money on the game to begin with, get some compensation for it. Because what this would mean is we paid, like, you know, full price, $60 to $130 depending where you are, for to basically beta test their game for them, and then anyone else, you know, we go through all this trouble and all this bullshit, and then people just come in later on and they get to play the game for free without spending a dime, and, you know, we had to sit here through all this bullshit. I fully get what that argument, and I understand where people are coming from there, and I'm 100% of that side as well. Like, you know, fuck that shit. That sounds like if you told me that back when the game launched, I would have told you go fuck yourself, and I wouldn't have spent the money. So there will need to be some sort of compensation for the players who spent money on the game to begin with, and basically, you know, it's true, we're beta testing this game for them. We basically paid full price for a beta test, and that is the reality of it. So what type of compensation could we get, okay? Now, the obvious one would be anyone who brought the game prior to it going free to play will just have everything unlocked in terms of, like, you know, cosmetics. So all the ornaments unlocked for every hero, all the executions, all that sort of stuff. stuff. Of course, people go, oh, but what about, you know, progression with gearing and stuff? Leave the gear out of it, okay? Just like you have all the progression in trying to upgrade your gear and stuff. Just give all the heroes unlocked, give all the cosmetics unlocked and so on and so forth to the players who brought the game prior. Another thing could be to do that, or, you know, maybe give a whole bunch of cosmetics and executions for free to the people who brought the game prior and permanent championship status. That is another thing they could do. Give people 1 million scavenger crates. Like, that's another thing they could do. Like I said, there's so much stuff they could do that I think would be reasonable. If they turn around and go, we're going free to play, we know we fucked all you guys over for this entire year because it took us this long to fix things. Here's, you know, champion status permanently forever, as long as you own this game. Here is all the cosmetics and everything for free. There you go. I don't know anyone who's going to be able to argue with that. That's pretty good. Of course, you know, if you have any ideas whatsoever on other compensation stuff they could do that is reasonable, obviously they're not going to go giving you your money back for the game. It's not something that they're ever going to do. I'm for them giving money back to everyone because they fucked the game up, but at the same time, it's a company. It's never going to happen. But if you guys have any, like, you know, reasonable things or ideas that you have for compensation that they could give if they were to go the free to play route, I would love to hear down below what you guys have to say about that. So make sure you leave a comment down below. But I think overall that the game eventually will have to go free to play. And of course, the only way it's going to work is if they give some sort of compensation to the rest of us who brought the game and basically beta tested the game for a year, but paid full price for it. It's just a little bit of food for thought, this whole video right here, because right now with its current player base, the game is not sustainable. It just won't work. It takes so long for me to find games nowadays. It's just getting ridiculous. Like, even if I want to play the game, I physically can't play the game. I will sit there for 20 minutes sometimes trying to find a game, and the only mode I can play is either Duel, which gets really boring, or Dominion. But even then, it takes me ages to find matches in Dominion, even with very high activity. So it's, you know, it's a real struggle right now to even play the game. I really want to, but at the same time, like, when I can just jump on this game and spend 20 minutes in queue waiting for a match, or, you know, I can play something else and get a match instantly, it's really hard to, like, drag myself over to the computer and play For Honor, even though I want to play the game. And I know there are heaps of people who are in the same situation as me, and the only thing that's going to fix that is brand new players. But at the same time, if any brand new player was to ask me, hey, I'm thinking about buying For Honor, what do you think? I would tell them straight away, do not fucking spend your money on it. Run the opposite way. It's a complete dumpster fire. It's not worth your money right now. And yes, I've had people say, oh yeah, but that, you know, that hurts the game more. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to con people into spending their hard-earned money that they worked for on a game that's clearly broken just so I can have a better time and an easier time, okay? That's scummy as fuck, and I'm not going to do shit like that. I'm going to tell it how it is, and the game is broken and not worth buying. But in saying that, if the game was free to play, I would tell everyone in this world, jump in, even right now, jump in, play the game. It's free. What do you have to lose? Yes, you're going to sit there through disconnects and all this other bullshit, but you didn't pay anything for the game, so go on, jump in, play. It's a fun game. You know, you just know you're going into it with all this bullshit and have fun with it because they haven't spent any money. And I know there are lots of people out there who are in the same boat as me. They want their friends to play the game. They have people that they want to recommend the game to, but they can't do it with a good conscience, you know, tell these people to spend their money on the game knowing it's broken. But if it was free to play, no one would have an issue with saying, hey, come and check out For Honor. It's a great game for what it is right now. Or if it's fixed in the future, hey, come and check out For Honor. It had a rough start, but it's fucking beautiful now. But of course, only time will tell whether they do end up going free to play. It is Ubisoft after all, and they are extremely fucking greedy company. So I highly doubt they will go, you know, free to play for a very long time until the game's down to, like, you know, 20 people or so. Like that. Once again, I'm very loose with my words, exaggeration there, but you get what I mean. Like, I think the player base has to be, like, far worse than it is right now, and it's pretty bad right now for them to even consider it, and that's a shame, but we're gonna have to wait and see on that front. But that is all I have for this video, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts on this topic. Do you think the game should go free to play, and do you think we should all get compensation if it does go free to play, or are you on that other side of you do not want it to go to free to play no matter what, and you're just like, nah, if they go free to play, I'm gonna leave the game? Whichever side you're on, please leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I really want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on this topic, because I know it's a pretty contentious one. But you guys know I always read your comments, I always answer your comments. It may take a couple of days because I'm working and stuff, but I always do get there in the end. And please share this video around, get as many eyeballs on this thing as possible, because like I said, we are going to get to a point where we're going to have to start talking about this sort of like topic and issue. So the sooner we can do it, the sooner we can get everyone's opinion on it, the better. So make sure you share this video, and if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.